Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
The Greens are calling on all levels of government for rapid action against gendered violence, urging the Premier to bring together a cross-parliamentary body to deliver change for victim survivors.
It is so important that for Tasmanians they see cross-representation from all of their elected MPs working collaboratively on this very serious epidemic.
Jeremy Rockcliffe is open to the idea, saying bringing all members of Parliament together would help them become better informed. The state's dam levels are diminishing as the big dry continues to bite our farmers. Hydro Tasmania is confident it has the buffer levels to maintain supply, but it's little comfort for those grappling with drought conditions.
The big impacts of the big dry lingering into autumn.
A lot of people haven't put in crops, the grass isn't growing. The issue is that we've had very, very little rain for a long period of time, so dam levels are much lower than they normally are.
Major Tasmanian lakes and dams are drying up after seeing little to no rainfall over summer.
Some of our lakes are a bit lower than they traditionally are, but still in the operational range.
Lake Gordon 23 metres from full, Great Lakes 16 metres down, Lake King William 11 metres. But Hydro Tasmania is adamant there's enough water to power through.
We're well above those levels at the moment, and those levels are really designed to give us a good buffer in times of dry conditions.
The reassurance, cold comfort for those on the land.
Tasmanian farmers are feeling it worse than what the mainland farmers are.
King Island, the hardest hit, drought conditions and supply issues at port causing the perfect storm.
This is a worst drought, 1 in 100 years. This isn't a normal business day. This is where people are really financially stressed and emotionally stressed.
When you hear about the plight of King Island, there needs some national leadership now.
That much needed rain not around the corner just yet. The Weather Bureau predicting no significant rain in the next 2 weeks and below average falls heading into winter.
Fingers crossed that we will get winter rain and those dams will be replenished by the springtime.
Looking to the skies for some much needed reprieve. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Police divers, the Westpac helicopter, SES and Surf Lifesavers are searching for 45-year-old Nicole Barringer, who hasn't been seen since Tuesday. Police have concerns for Nicole's welfare after finding her car abandoned at the Sisters Beach boat ramp on the northwest coast yesterday. Anyone who's seen her is asked to contact Tasmania Police on 131 444. Tasmania's favourite agricultural exhibition has officially kicked off for another year under sunny and clear skies at Quercus Park. Over 12,000 people enjoying a variety of offerings from livestock shows to big machinery stalls.
It's considered the Disneyland for all things country. Thousands of attendees not horsing around on the first day of Agfest.
Hopefully everyone likes to see the horses.
Show jumping was the order of the day at the Livestock and Animal Pavilion, along with sheepdog trials, while these horses were preparing for a demonstration walk.
We'll be demonstrating what off-the-track thoroughbreds can do in their life after racing.
There were plenty of big things on display, from old tractors to American utes and farming equipment. The fire service sending a big message about its spring bushfire challenge.
Last year was a successful pilot for the state with engaging Tasmanian communities. We managed to get 579 registered households.
With an unpredictable fire season ahead caused by drier than usual conditions, firefighters are asking people to get ready now.
We can't control the weather all the time. We can obviously prepare for it though, and it's making sure that our families in the community ensure they know what to do.
Visitors lapping up more than 600 displays. At Hydro Tasmania's pavilion, young children got excited about learning how our energy system works.
It's really great to see kids and so on coming through and learning more about hydropower, the energy industry in general and so on, and a bit of fun along the way.
While Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe was keen to milk his time at the field days.
Well, I've a lot of favourite things about Agfest. I've just had the best cheese toastie.
Announcing $350,000 for a permanent on-site structure for Dairy Tas. The all-weather facility to be shared with Agfest organisers, rural youth.
We've already had a lot of discussions which are so positive, and they're a wonderful group of young people.
Hoping to enhance the Agfest experience for many years to come. Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
Labor Party candidates have made their final bids to voters ahead of this weekend's upper house elections. Candidates in the Hobart, Prosser and Elwick divisions have spent the past 5 weeks campaigning, with Labor saying they're feeling confident with those running.
They're all leaders in their community. They've all got energy and experience to take into this parliament and represent the Labor Party and their constituencies.
Hoping to be the first refugee elected into the Tasmanian Parliament, John Kamara says he's ready to make a change.
This is the time for action. A lot of words have been said, but I think the people, Hobart voters, want action from leaders.
Polling booths will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. this Saturday. Plans to demolish and rebuild the Gorge chairlift have taken a step forward. Launceston Council voting unanimously to provide in-principle support for the operator, Tasmanian Chairlifts, to forge ahead with the revamp, outlining a 3-step process before approval can be given, starting with providing exact dimensions and graphics of the new design. They'll then need to be granted a new lease and complete a development application process. A cuppa and a chat is a daily habit for many, but over the next 2 months it could go a long way to helping those impacted by cancer. The Cancer Council launching its biggest morning tea today, encouraging Tasmanians to get together for a good cause.
Betty refuses to let her age hold her back, hosting a tray sale every week for the last 15 years.
A lot of them are wanting to get rid of things, books and items like that, and it's amazing what one doesn't want, somebody else loves.
After losing friends to cancer, Betty now uses the weekly catch-ups to raise money for the Cancer Council to support those affected by the deadly disease.
It's good because there's no pressure. And the tea and coffee is always there anyhow.
Launching the biggest morning tea campaign, Tasmanians are being urged to help bolster Betty's fundraising efforts.
It's kicked off today in May. Officially it's on the 23rd of May, but people can host a morning tea anytime in May and June.
With over 200 hosts already registered in Tasmania, the Cancer Council is hoping to outdo last year's appeal.
So last year we fundraised $256,500 and this year we're hoping to exceed that and hit $280,000.
Bringing people together, one cup of tea at a time.
Australia's biggest morning tea is about bringing people together in wonderful environments, people just to socialise, connect and also obviously talk about how people can be impacted by cancer.
With all funds raised remaining in Tasmania.
And they go towards Cancer Council Tasmania's services and programs, our transport to treatment cards, our wellbeing sites across the island, and also it informs and it supports our prevention programs too.
To get involved, visit the Cancer Council website. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
A Japanese celebration focusing on the health and happiness of children will take over Hobart's Waterside Pavilion this weekend. Kodomo no Hi, or Children's Day, will give Tasmanians a chance to try a range of traditional Japanese activities and learn more about the culture.
Kids are our future. They're important to our community. We really love and appreciate the fact that they contribute to our society and we want to celebrate them.
It's important to expose the Japanese culture here, and the community here in Hobart is quite small.
Kids will also get the chance to meet a bonito fish named Yai-chan, the much-loved mascot of Hobart's sister, Yai Zoo. One of Launceston's most historic buildings is undergoing a $16 million makeover. Major renovations are taking place at Albert Hall, with the eastern wing being partially knocked down to make way for a more purpose-built multi-use area.
To have that nostalgic piece still encompassed into what is going to be quite a contemporary offering and opening into the park is some really great forward thinking and real bang for buck.
It's really setting that stepping stone to lift off, and we'll start to see some of the structure, precast panels, structural steel go up in the next couple of months and really transform the site.
Work is on track to be completed by March next year. It has been Tasmania's biggest pagan flavoured festivals for more than a decade, but organisers are preparing to say goodbye to the Huon Valley Midwinter Fest. It will be bittersweet for organisers, but they're promising a memorable send-off.
Preparing to bid farewell for the final time, Midwinter Fest last hurrah sparking mixed emotions.
Look, it's definitely a bit bittersweet. It's been a big part of our business for the last 11 years, and it's been something we've really enjoyed doing.
The iconic winter offering joining Dark Mofo in calling it quits, but locals aren't fretting over the region's tourism prospects.
We have other things in the valley. We have got tourists at the moment, and they are coming through pretty steadily.
Organisers aiming to create an unforgettable send-off when the festival kicks off in July, taking a look down memory lane and reminiscing on the festival's rich history and impact on the region.
We'll invite everyone to come and reflect with us on the last 11 years and how it's grown.
Festival goers can expect new and old elements of the winter magic and pagan tradition, featuring flames, food, cider and of course the iconic burning of the 15-metre tall Big Willie. Event organisers say ticket numbers are strong, with crowds likely to come in droves, expecting up to 2,000 punters over the two-day festival. Locals and visitors encouraged to join the festivities before the flame burns out. Rebecca Gaidneris, 7 Tasmania News.
Kinborough is hoping history repeats in this weekend's TSL Grand Final rematch with North Launceston. The Tigers losing midfielder Eddie Cole for the top of the table clash as he heads overseas for work.
We always say to the guys, football is the most important thing of all the non-important things. So for him to get that work opportunity, we support that.
There's an air of anticipation around Clarence at the moment as they wait to hear when Jack Riewoldt will return to their ranks.
We want him to enjoy the game and you know, play his part and play his role in terms of coming away for us with the 4 points.
He won't be there though when the Roos take on Glenorchy at Blunston this Saturday. Cricket Tasmania's signing spree continues with the Tigers snaring another young gun. St George teenager Raphael McMillan heading south on a 2-year rookie deal. The 19-year-old New South Welshman catching attention with big performances for his state and country, appearing alongside recently signed Riverside teen Aidan O'Connor in the championship-winning Under-19 World Cup squad. Championship guard Sean McDonald will be in the green and gold for another year, signing a contract extension with the Jack Jumpers. The 24-year-old started as a development player in the inaugural season, playing 37 games last year. General Manager of Basketball Mika Vicona says the extension is a due reward for his efforts. Georgia Baker has sprung a second-place finish in a windy fourth stage of Spain's La Vuelta Femenina, rocketing to the head of the pack on the home straight, 10 seconds behind Kristen Faulkner.
Very impressed. Unfortunately, we didn't catch her, but yeah, I was able to win the bunch sprint, which was really good and something I've definitely been working on. So yeah, a really happy podium for the team.
With 4 stages remaining, Georgia sitting 68th overall after crashing earlier in the event.
Good evening. Well, welcome weather for Agfest today. Not typical, but welcome. 15 degrees over the Agfest site today. Hobart 13, Launceston and Devonport 15 and Burnie 16 degrees. The top was 17 on King and Flinders Islands and Smithton. Lyawini dropped to -8 this morning. St Helens 16, Lowhead, Friendly Beaches and Ouse 15. Strawn 14 today. Lyawini did manage to crawl back up to a high of 8 degrees. A light shower pushed over the south today as the southern half of the state had that cloud cover. A trough has produced the cloud over the eastern states and an approaching cold front has the cloud clipping Western Australia. Tomorrow the high is still holding up with a presence over the southern half of the nation. The low pressure there south of WA moving into the bite. Winds south-southeasterly at 5 to 15 knots, tending east-southeasterly over northern waters tomorrow. 16 for Hobart and partly cloudy. Huonville 17, partly cloudy for Campania, 3 overnight, 16 the maximum. Launceston 17 after a cool night, a sunny afternoon, partly cloudy for Devonport, 17 as well, 17 and sunny for Georgetown. Burnie 16 and partly cloudy, Strawn okay and 15, 16 the top for Wynyard. St Helens tomorrow a high of 16 degrees and partly cloudy, 16 also for Port Arthur but a shower there, Swansea 15 degrees. To the weekend and Saturday light showers over the east and Bass Strait Islands, otherwise fine. Fine and partly cloudy weather on Sunday, sunny over the north, and on Monday morning fog and frost ahead of another fine day. A morning shower in Perth. Sunny and 22 in Adelaide, partly cloudy in Melbourne. Showers for Sydney and Brisbane. 35 has been the number all week for Darwin and expected to be again tomorrow. Cloudy and 11 right now in Hobart, 10 degrees in Launceston, Devonport clear and 11. I forgot to check, Kim, the Agfest sheepdog trial results. Do you know, were they guilty or not?
I've been back 4 years and you have used that joke every year. We'll find out the verdict tomorrow. That's how it goes. Thank you, Merv. And that is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.